we live our lives in constant motions. And it is easy to forget that we have choices in what we do. The results of making powerful life choices and selecting the experiences we want in our relationships. Most are actions that are alive, effective, and empowered. Welcome. Welcome. My name is Windsor Lendo, and for more than 20 years, my work has been in the spiritual and psychological fields of emotional intelligence and relationships. For the next few minutes, I will share with you my thoughts on healing relationships and kindly invite you to find the courage to bring understanding and healing to the wounded parts of you that often sabotage your relationships. And by the way, a script version of this podcast can also be found can also be found on my blog page at lendoconsulting.com. So to start, here's what I like for you to kindly do, for you to take a moment to reflect on a question as well on 2 points. Let's start with the question. Where did your concept of relationships begin? I ask again, where did your concept of relationships begin? And now the 2 points, and they are one, relationships. Okay, relationships, they naturally bring out into full view our desires, our attachments, and unconscious programs. And two, relationships, yes, they challenge us. Why? Because they take us deep into thoughts, feelings, and experiences we have suppressed for a lifetime. That is why they provide the very best arena for personal growth. I trust you're still in this space of reflecting on questions in those 2 points as well. So go ahead. And before we can move forward, I would like you to take a moment as well to notice within your body, within your mind, what are you noticing? Are you noticing anything to this reflection? Please take a moment and pay attention to what's happening to your mind when it comes to the question, where did your concept of relationships begin? So now take a moment and write down your thoughts. Write down your answer. Okay, good. Now let's go back to the question. Where did your concept of relationships begin? Ladies and gentlemen, no matter what you came up or wrote down for an answer, allow me to invite you to take a look within yourself and into your source figures' faces where you were psychologically born. Your original oneness with yourself was either spiritually mirrored and validated or rejected and invalidated through those source figures. Think about that. That is, if your source relationships were spiritual, yes, your relationship with yourself became spiritual. If your primary caretakers were wounded adult children acting out of their trance, yes, like mystification, your relationship with yourself became mystified. Let's keep this in mind. Now, and then let me ask you this as you have this in your mind. What would it take for you to discover the steps necessary to have a greater understanding of your relationship and explore the path to healing it. So before you can answer this question, I trust you will agree though that for most of us, relationships are a struggle. They are a struggle. For as human beings, we each have a strong inner urge toward conscious loving, toward love relationships that are free of mistrust, disharmony, and unspoken word. Yes, we want, correct? We want our relationships to be springboards to higher consciousness and enhanced creative expression, correct? I do, and I hope you do too. Yet within us, within some of us, also lives this urge toward unconscious loving. We are encumbered by the burdens of our past programming. For it is true. Yes, it is true. I got it. There are many realities exist when it comes to the path to healing relationships and cultivate infinite love. There we can overcome the roadblocks that have deterred us from experiencing what we value in our relationships. Well, and from my experience, what I have uncovered that the difficulty of experiencing what we value in a relationship, it is the same when attempting to tackle a definition for love. And it reflects what may be for me the greatest mystery of our human experience. However, the focus on finding the path to healing relationships for me is a process that calls us to have a heartfelt commitment to our own personal discovery and a desire to unlock our full potential for experiencing harmony, experiencing the space where we can heal the wounded parts that often sabotage our relationships. That is, a commitment to discover our relationship's core values, and that we can maintain a true correspondent to our core values, and that will allow us to experience what? Greater love. Yes. See, this is where I've also learned relationship is like a dance that we all are born with a capacity to dance together, but not with the necessary training. And we must learn to dance. We must learn the dance steps as well and practice until we move with ease and grace. The joy of this dance requires work. Some of us have been damaged physically or in our self-confidence, and we will have to practice dancing more than others. It is the same in relationships. Our early experience forms or deforms our adult experience. It may take us years of work and practice before we can reasonably be at ease to relate with to others in healthy ways. What does this mean? This means relating mindfully without either blind possessiveness or a crippling fear of closeness. But yet, no one relates with perfect ease without learning the skills, just as no one dances with perfect ease without instructions. See, as a dancer, you can refuse to improve your skills with little consequences to anyone else. But if you do the same thing in a relationship that has conflicts that calls for an intimate involvement, guarantee you the relationship would suffer. But these conflicts are created because you have been entranced by dramatic experiences of a counterfeit version of love. And guess what? They limit your ability to be true to what you value on a relationship. And you become what? You become more permeable to assumptions, worries, anger, mistrust, and more emotional poison. Hmm. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, for these conflicts do not support the cultivation of infinite love on a healthy relationship. The love that will empower you to reach within the minefields of the soul, extract your treasure, and strengthen the thread on a healthy relationship. They, this is also the love. You see the love that will inspire you to co-create the path to conscious loving. Yes, thus we can get to the point where you let nothing, yes, you let nothing darken the way and so bravely toward your heart desire for your relationship by getting the tools you need to overcome the conflicts that have deterred you from deeper relationships to become receptive to the qualities of a healthy relationship. Only then can your relationship journey progress to a point where you can unlock your full potential for experiencing harmony and healing the wounded parts that often sabotage your relationship. See, the question remains, what will it take for you? What will it take for you to discover the steps necessary to have a greater understanding of your relationship and explore the path to healing it? What will it take? What would it take, my friends? No matter what your answer is, if you are ready to gain vital insight into the steps to fostering closeness, infinite love, intimacy, and trust in your relationship, you will want to find the trust to do the work. Yes, the work that will empower you, that will help you make the crucial choices at points in the evolution of your relationship that will enhance the opportunities to bring understanding and healing to the wounded parts of you that often sabotage your relationships. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm hopeful. That is, I'm hopeful that this message, this podcast, will empower you to seek the tools you need to have a greater understanding of your relationship and explore the path to healing it. Or maybe that you can gain vital insight into the beliefs that will help you to fostering closeness, intimacy, and trust in your relationships. You know, as I was sharing these thoughts with you, I find myself in a place of gratitude, and where I like to take this opportunity to extend that gratitude to all the people in my life who have been bold and brave to be in relationship with me, my family, my friends, my partners. They are pieced together heart from each of them, especially the ones who have loved me from a soulful place and whom I have loved from that place in return. And I also want to thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the recording version of this podcast. And thank you for those who read the script version as well on my website. Nevertheless, if you have any questions or you want help with your relationship, you are welcome to visit lendoconsulting.com. Book a complimentary consultation with me. So for now, be well and be loving. Take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.